Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all. And maybe more people come in, that's fine. So we're having Dr. Liu Zhenbao Jin with us today from China. It's 8 in the morning tomorrow.
It's okay. It's a good time.
And yeah, I think you will tell us what you're doing. I don't have to give an introduction. Anyway,
Okay.
Thank you for being here with us and yeah, doing this for us.
Thank you, Reirin. Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to share with you my exploration and my experience in meditation and in healing in the past 10 years. In this way, it's a great pleasure. I was a lawyer and with a PhD degree in law, and my PhD research is mainly about philosophy of law, or how law evolves. So I'm kind of a philosophical type. I had been a lawyer and a lecturer for some years. Then in 2012, I was diagnosed to have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And at the same time, I have some other health problems, including atrophic gastritis, prostatitis, and ankylosing spondylitis. But the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is the last straw on the back of the camel. I think I can no longer go with medicine, yeah, because it's an issue about life and death. And so cancer is a big problem. It's life-threatening. I think I needed to find the true solution, not to simply go with medicine and then, yeah. And somehow I believe there is a self-healing possibility, because normally we are healthy, and we can, when normally we recover from those disease or traumas. But how this self-healing power or force in us work, I would like to find out. And this is especially relating to a book I read, The Road Less Traveled, written by Dr. Scott Peck. Yeah, I'm very much inspired by that book too. It's about, he talked about their health as a miracle. Yeah. Normally we enjoy health and we can recover from serious health problems. So he mentioned about this, but in the book, it's an open question. He didn't give an answer, but he really talked about love. Love is a very powerful healing force. Yeah. And I would like to find out what love is exactly is. That's also my question. Yeah. And then I came across a Qigong or meditation, actually. It's a meditation based on Taoist tradition. It focuses on the flow of energy. So I started to practice meditation. It's only later on that I realized that what I practice is mainly based on the Taoist tradition, not the Buddhist tradition. So, but with my experience, and then I would like to know why there is such difference, and how they relate to each other. Um, so I practice continuously, and my health did indeed benefit from the practice. The symptoms started to alleviate, and as a scholar, I don't want to become a follower of a particular tradition. I would like to figure out why it works like this. So I didn't follow any master. I simply do my research. I read, and then I relate what I read with my experience, with my practice, and see how I can further make progress in my personal anthroposophy, and then Confucianism, and then quantum physics, and different philosophers like Hegel, like Jaspers, and then Whitehead. And but I test all these ideas with my body, with my experience. So now somehow I think I kind of have my own approach, or I would call it an integrative approach. Okay, so now I think meditation actually is not simply about life. It's about cosmology. How we look at, how we regard the cosmos. Like, is the cosmos or the universe simply dead matter? Yeah. Or is the cosmos created by God out of nothing? Yeah. Is a kind of cosmology? Or is the cosmos sheer illusion? Or is the cosmos a process of creativity with no beginning and no end? These are all big questions, actually. It's not easy to give a final and a certain answer. But I think when we do meditation, maybe we drop all these concepts, whether you accept any of them or not. When we do meditation, we simply drop all these concepts or theories that directly go to experience and see what we can experience there. And also, our purpose is to be more happy, more health, and also when we have health problems, we can become better, we can recover. So that's the purpose, a focus on life. Yeah. That's my methodology. Okay, and then with this life experience, I go to the text, go to different theories. Of course, what I introduce now is a summary. it to mainly people with health problems, including cancer patients, as well as some other chronic health problems, both physical problems and mental problems. Because the focus is first on energy, and then I relate energy to the body and to the consciousness. So I now realize that the Chinese tradition, mainly Taoism and Confucianism, and first of all, the Taoism, its advantage, the advantage of Taoism, or the focus of Taoism is on life energy. Maybe you have heard of I Ching, or the Book of Change. It is the most ancient I read some. I'm not an expert on Taoism, Confucianism, Buddhism. I simply relate them to my experience. So I don't especially focus on any of them. But as I understand, I Ching, first of all, it's a divination manual. It's a manual for the use of divination. But as a divination manual, I Ching has some particular feature. It does not give oracles. It simply describes how the cosmos functions and its relationship with human beings. So in this way, I think it's kind of rational in nature. So it's introduce how the cosmos functions. And then we need to function with, we as a human being, we need to function with it so that we can benefit from it. And this also indicates a concept of oneness of human being and the cosmos. That they are simply one with each other. So according to I Ching, there is no person like God in charge. Cosmos functions in an independent, conscious, and a creative way. Of course, this is my interpretation, but I think with my philosophical background, but I think we can see such features in I Ching. And also, it talks about the oneness of cosmos and human being. And also, cosmos rewards virtuous behavior. It's not indifferent from our human world. It's related. Yeah. So the first sentence of I Ching is the fully developed man maintains the conscious throughout the day. It's a meditation, right? It's you need to be conscious anytime. Yeah. And this is auspicious. This will be good for you. And another quotation from I Ching: the greatest virtue of the cosmos is to bring forth life. So the cosmos is life-friendly. It's not an enemy of life. Yeah. It brings forth life. And the Taoism comes later. It's more sophisticated philosophy. I will simply summarize some key ideas of Taoism. That is, first, the human being is the outcome of Tao and is capable of becoming conscious of Tao. Tao is, I mean, it cannot be, according to the Taoism, it cannot be said. It's unspeakable, but we nevertheless have this idea, have this concept, so that we can more or less talk about it. So, so we are capable of becoming conscious now, and leading to our ongoing transformation and development. Also, in Taoism, second, cosmos is nothing but the qi. And the qi is also unspeakable, but more or less it's more tangible than Tao. So still, it's intangible, it's energy. And in modern terms, we can say it's vibration, and it's life-giving. So in China, the Chinese word or the spoken word for death is 断气, which means qi is broken. When qi is broken, you die. So it's in our daily language. I will make a quotation from Tao Te Ching. Tao Te Ching is the major scripture of Taoism. It says, the Tao begets the one begets the two begets the three begets the myriad beings. And each of the myriad beings carry yin and yang, which come to harmony through the mediation of qi. So this is very a mistake. 1, 2, 3. What does it mean? However, I understand this sentence from my experience in meditation. Like when we do meditation, whatever approach we take, we stop thinking. We focus on the maybe breathing or something else. But nevertheless, we become more conscious of our body. So I will understand the one here as consciousness. We become more conscious. When we become more conscious, and the Qigong or Taoism tells you, you experience the flow of Qi. And the flow of Qi is in a circle. It goes down and it goes up. And that's the two, yin and yang. When we become conscious, we will become conscious of the flow or the circulation of qi. And the circulation has two consists of two movements, yin and yang. Yin and yang, when we have yin and yang, we have life. In life based on the mutual interaction of yin and yang. So the three, I understand it as life, and there are myriad, there are different myriad forms of life. So, but this is my personal understanding. You can interpret this sentence in Tao Te Ching in different ways. So that's why that's a symbol of Taoism. You can see the yin and the yang, and they contain each other. And it brings forth life. And this is the cosmos. And we can we can directly experience the flow of qi in us through meditation. And you will experience the qi going down in the front and going up in the back. Normally, people more or less experience this. Like when you think too much, you get tired. when you do meditation, the energy will go down, and you will become energized. So the energy going down in the front, it's the yin energy or the yin meridian. It related to relaxation and accumulation of energy. Yeah. The energy goes up in the back. It's related to yang, thinking. When we are thinking, we are more in the pattern of going up, energy going up, but it consumes energy. If you think too much, you get tired. So we need a balance. Normally, people experience this, but in a very vague way. So we are not conscious of the circulation. But through meditation, especially my approach, normally in general, in an intensive 5-day or 10-day workshop, more than about 60 or 70% of the participants can directly experience this circulation in the body as a flow of energy. And at the same time, they experience the alleviation of many symptoms. Also, they feel more energetic and better sleeping, better digestion, and also the pain. If they have some pain, normally they will weaken. Another quotation from Tao Jin. It says, "Can the body and the soul be united and not separated from each other? Can qi flow in circulation and lead to softness, so that you are like a baby?" So if a baby is very soft, the body is very soft because it follows energy, and the energy flows in the body very powerfully. Yeah. So the Taoism is about the body and the soul should be united, and by what? By the flow of qi. So qi is in between. It's between body and the soul. It connects body and the soul. So if we deviate from Tao, mental and physical problems occur. Now, if we deviate from Tao, the mental and the physical dimension are no longer connected. Yeah, then there will be health problems. So that's why through meditation, with the consciousness of energy is very helpful for healing. And yeah. Okay. And another quotation from Tao Te Ching, it says, "Reach the deepest emptiness, preserve the full stillness. The myriad beings arise together. In them, I watch the returning." So the energy, through meditation, we stop thinking, we more and more experience this flow of energy, the circulation of energy. And this circulation is returning. So it's a depiction or prescription of this, it's a description of this circulation. It goes up and down, goes up and down, it's a returning, keep returning. So the swarming multitude of beings all return home to their root. We need to return to our root in meditation. Going home to one's root is called stillness, which restores the life. Restoring the life is called the eternal. If we know how to restore the life, we are connected to the eternal. Knowing the eternal is being enlightened. To be enlightened is to know the eternal. Not knowing the eternal leads to unwise action and causes one's own calamity. So it's yeah. And there is another important scripture of Taoism, that's Zhuangzi. Zhuangzi is another founder of Taoism. He said, without looking, without listening, resting the mind in peace, the body will correct itself. So it's the same concept. Without looking, without listening, resting the mind in peace is meditation. And then the body has the capacity of correcting itself. When we get sick, it's out of balance. There is something wrong, but it has the power to restore itself, to correct itself. And there is also another text of Taoism. This text is especially important for traditional Chinese medicine. So Taoism and the traditional Chinese medicine are closely related to each other. Actually, Taoism is the philosophy of traditional Chinese medicine. But unfortunately, the traditional Chinese medicine now, as practiced, as popular, its connection to Taoism to a large degree is destroyed. That's why it's no longer that effective now. And this book, Inner Canon of Emperor Yellow, it's based on Taoism with more from the perspective of medical medicine. It says, desire nothing and empty one's mind, qi will flow and we will be free from disease. So it's the same idea. And another quotation from the Inner Canon of Emperor Yellow, it says, qi cannot stop flowing, just like water. The meridians of yin and yang form a circle without a beginning and ending. It circulates over and over again. Qi flows along the meridians and nourishes the inner organs as well as the muscles and the skins. So all they are talking about the same idea. And this quotation from Inner Canon of Emperor Yellow talks about the relationship between disease, qi, and our emotional disturbance. It said all diseases are caused through qi, or the irregular flow of qi. With anger, qi flows upward, because with anger we have to think a lot, and then the brain needs a lot of qi. With joy, qi flows in a relaxed way. With sorrow, qi fades away. It's like we no longer have energy. With fear, qi sinks. With coldness, qi shrinks. With heat, qi becomes diffused. Too much heat, we will feel, With terror, qi is disturbed. With overwork, too much work, qi is exhausted. With depression, qi is suppressed. So it talks about different forms of emotional disturbance, how they relate to the flow of qi. That's why it's so important for us to every day, because of so many experience in the day, and then we need a time to go back to restore the flow of energy in balance. That's meditation. So the Taoist, according to Taoism, the qi is very important. Both yin and yang are important. Energy goes down and goes up. When energy goes down, the body is repaired, it's maintained. Yeah. When the qi goes up, it's more related to the development of the brain, yeah. So both are important. It's not that just the yang is important and the yin is not important. Both are important. We need both to stay healthy. And I would like to compare this pattern to the chakra system in Hinduism. It is my personal interpretation, not necessarily It seems to me that the chakra system more emphasize on the upward pattern. Yeah. So the goal is the spiritual enlightenment. If we reach spiritual enlightenment, our body is no longer needed. It's more or less convey such an idea. But this is very different from the Taoism. Taoism is both direction. Both are important. And another scripture from Taoism is Huainanzi. It's more later. Huainanzi is more an integration of Taoism and Buddhism. Taoism and Confucianism and some other ideas at the time. And this quotation is also very important. It says, "Body is where the life dwells. It's Qi is what nurtures the life. And consciousness is what limits the life. Consciousness in Chinese, we say Shen. So Shen sometimes is also translated as God, but I would prefer to translate it as consciousness. In case any of them is out of order, all the three will suffer. So body, Qi or energy, consciousness, they are like they related to each other, and they need each other, and they support each other. So this is Buddhism, no Taoism, and Confucianism is another important or more mainstream idea or philosophy in China. But people will argue about whether it's a philosophy. But I think it's I will say it's a kind of philosophy. Taoism is more related to the personal cultivation, how we cultivate the flow of qi and cultivate our body, and it's more practiced as an individual. But the Confucianism more focus on the ethical dimension or the interpersonal relationship. Yeah, because the energy does not flow in our body. The energy also flow interpersonally. So Confucianism is about how we should take care of the family, our community, our society, and the world. So it's more, there is a more social dimension in Confucianism. I think we can say Taoism is the application of Confucianism is the application of Taoism in a social environment. So it is art, but the focus is the same. The focus of Confucianism is the same. This is often misunderstood. It is the art and the scholarship of cultivating the body or the life by living an ethical life. So, yeah, there's a relationship with the cosmos, and there's a relationship with other human beings. They should relate to each other. And there are 4 major books of Confucianism. That is Analects of Confucius, that's the founder of Confucianism, and Analects of Mencius, who is another very important founder of Confucianism. And then there's a Great Learning and the Doctrine of the Ming. Yeah, I would like to to give a brief introduction of them, Confucius. I would summarize the idea of Confucius in two concepts. One is Ming, another one is Ren. Ming is the given conditions in our life. Each of us are born with some given conditions, like in which family we are born, in which culture, in which time of the history. Yeah, these are the given conditions. It's the limitation of our life. But according to Confucius, we need to realize these given conditions. But according to Confucius, it's possible to break, to get free from these given conditions and reach the state of freedom. And the approach is Ren. And Ren, there is a lot of meaning. It's about love. You have to love the other people. And it's about Jing. Jing means stay in quietness, that's meditation. Yeah. And of course, it's also related to intellectual, related to ethical. So it has it is the core concept of Confucianism. It's the effort, or it's the way of freedom. I would also say that. And the measures, I think all the later scholars of Confucianism more or less further elaborate the ideas of Confucius, like Mencius, the very important another founder. His contribution, I will mainly point out two. First one, he argues that the human nature is good by essence, not bad. Yeah. And evil is a derivative as a result of deviation or distortion of one's true nature. So good, this is a very optimistic belief in human nature. And this is very important. And another contribution of Mencius is cultivating qi through virtuous behavior. Confucius does not talk about qi, but Mencius very much emphasize the importance of qi. But not like the Taoist monk. Mencius said we should cultivate our qi, not simply by doing meditation alone, but mainly by virtuous behavior, by treating other people in an ethical way. It's another way to cultivate your energy. So, and he said that qi goes together with righteousness and the Tao. Yeah. So, I also Mencius provide the major principle of cultivating qi. That the principle is 勿忘勿助. 勿忘 means not ignoring. 勿助 is not hasty. So he said, cultivating qi, you should always be conscious of the flow of qi. But on the other hand, you should not be hasty. You should be patient. Without a particular goal, you simply do that. So I think, and he compared this with growing plant. When we grow a plant, we have to take care of it. We have to be conscious how it grows. On the other hand, we should not be hasty. And so life, it means life as an organism. And like the greater learning, greater learning is another important scripture of Confucianism. it says great learning means becoming the way to become a greater person or a fully developed person. It is the way is to cultivate the brighter virtue and to develop a harmonious relationship with the other people, and then strive for the highest good. So there's this concept of summum bonum. It's the same like in the Greek philosophy. There's such goal or reach the highest good as a human being. And also in the great learning, the way to become fully developed. The Confucianism does not talk about much enlightenment, but it's more talking about development. And the way is first to experience, and then to gain knowledge. Through experience, we gain knowledge. And then to practice the principles sincerity, and then to cultivate the righteous mind, and to cultivate one's body, and to take care of one's family, and then contribute to the good governance of one's state, and bring peace to the world. So that's the goal. How the goal of Confucianism is peace, not just a family, but the whole community and the whole world. But how do we do that? It's first to begin with cultivating your body. Then you reach out to the family, to the community, and to the world. And the core or the basis is cultivate the body. And it says from the emperor to the common people, their fundamental mission is to cultivate the body. So the body possess central importance in Confucianism. And now with I will quote a Professor Tu Weiming. He is one of the major scholar of Confucianism in our day. In the 24th World Congress of Philosophy, it's held in Beijing in 2018. He gave a keynote speech about spiritual humanism. He said Confucianism actually is a spiritual humanism. And he said one of the most basic Confucian precepts is that learning to be human is to learn to become a person. Becoming a person entails a dynamic process of transformation. Strictly speaking, we do not own our body. We become our body. Bodies are not givings, they are attainment, indeed amazing achievements. Yeah. So, the body indeed plays a central role in the Confucianist philosophy. That's why it's also closely related to healing. So, and now I briefly introduce my approach of meditation. There are some technical aspects. So I teach sitting meditation, standing meditation, moving meditation, and stretching. Sitting meditation, normally I suggest the beginners to not sit in a lotus, but on the chairs. That's a more relaxed and comfortable way. And so that the energy flow will, you can more, it's more easily for us to experience the flow of qi in the body. And I will suggest first focusing on the breathing. without maneuvering the process of breathing. But when we do that, when we focus on the breathing in a relaxed way, we will find the energy flow, the energy circulation will be activated, will be strengthened. And the strengthening of the energy circulation in the body will have a result. It will lead to the breathing will become slower, will be deepened. So we should take this into consideration. So sometimes I will suggest when we focus on the breathing, we focus more on the outer breathing, but not in a way to maneuver it. We simply we make the outer breathing a little bit longer, but still we are relaxed. And then this will further activate the flow of energy in the body, and it's more, it helps to experience the flow energy. So normally we have we feel in the beginning deepening of the breathing, and then salivering, hands and feet get warmer, sweating, and the feeling of energy flow. That means the energy flow help the body to correct itself. And then there's standing meditation and moving meditation like Tai Chi. Yeah. And then when we more and more experience the energy flow in the body, we are more able to get connected to our energy or the energy flow in our daily life when we are working, when we are talking, when we are reading, eating, or interaction with people. That means by doing meditation alone, we develop the energy flow and our consciousness of the energy flow. And then we try to maintain this consciousness when we are communicating with people, when we are in our daily life. Yeah. So the whole life is a meditation. And then the experience of energy flow will be stronger and stronger, will be deepened. And at a certain point, we directly experience the circulation of qi in the body. And I will quote the report from a patient, from a participant of my workshop. After the workshop, he did the meditation alone. And he reported that in the evening of March 8th, when I started to do meditation, I soon felt that qi, which normally flew from the tailbone upwards along the spine and stopped at the back neck, went further upward to the back head and flew into the nostrils. Then it slowly went down the throat and reached the lower belly. After that, I lost the control of my breathing. The flow of qi started to take control of the pace of my breathing automatically. It seemed as if I no longer needed breathing. With each out-breathing, qi flew into the belly, and with each in-breathing, qi flew into the brain. Qi flew throughout the whole body at the rhythm of breathing, as if the whole body was breathing. After the meditation, I felt very relaxed, energetic, and joyful. walking upstairs was as easy as walking on the ground for me. So this is a typical report of the stage, or we call it a tongdu, which means we directly experience the powerful circulation in the body. And this has a very beneficial effect upon health. Yeah, normally, we feel that the pains will disappear and we are becoming more energetic. And then also, we feel better sleeping and better digestion. But this is not, this is just the beginning. I mean, it's a milestone. After that means, according to the traditional Chinese medicine, when we reach adulthood or at the age of 40s or 50s, normally the meridian energy flow in the body is weakened and the meridians more or less are blocked. But through such practice, the blockage are removed. And then we can put we are more get connected to the body in our daily life. Yeah, we feel we have better feeling, and then we need to further practice so that the energy will be further cultivated. And then it's no more step by step, it's no longer about healing. It's about transformation, because as a human being, I think we have huge or even limitless potential. And by realizing, becoming conscious of how our life, how body, energy, and consciousness related to each other, we can proactively lead to guide our personal transformation to fulfill our full potential. And I think that's the goal of Taoism and Confucianism. And it's also, I think it's the goal of all other spiritual traditions like Buddhism and Christianity and Islam. And however, we need to, so there are two stages. First of all, focusing on the breathing to experience the flow of qi. Because at this time, we don't experience the flow of qi directly. Then we need to focus on the breathing to get connected to the flow of qi. When we can directly experience the flow of qi at a certain level, we no longer need to focus so much on the breathing. That means that we have the ability to stay conscious anytime, at any occasion, but this has to be further trained. Yeah. Okay. I will not, because of the time, I would like to focus more on, I think the insights from Taoism and Confucianism are very, it can be personally testified. You can experience it. And then this is helps for the science and the philosophy to understand the experience of meditation and those normally mystical experience. And my question is, can the healing or transforming effect of meditation be understood or interpreted in a rational and intellectual way? My opinion is yes, but should be interpreted in a philosophical way, not simply in a scientific way. Yeah. So scientific, with those devices, we can measure the effect of meditation, but we never know why it works. In order to really understand why meditation works on our physical and mental health or physical and mental development, we need to think in a philosophical way. So I think this is the time for the West and the East to meet. My understanding of Taoism and Confucianism and meditation are strongly influenced by my background as a scholar, as I'm trained in the Western way, but I use that to understand my own tradition. And then I think we can come to a new story of life. Okay, thank you very much. I think now I would like to have your comment and yeah.
Thank you, Zhenbao. That was wonderful. And if anybody would like to ask a question or make a comment, please unmute yourself. And you can also use the hand, either your real hand or the one in the reactions. This one, raising a hand that way. Whatever works, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Jim.
Yes, I too have studied quantum physics, sometimes called quantum mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things you learn is in quantum wave theory that particles are really not solid objects. They are waves of energy in a field.
Yeah.
And the entire universe actually is made of energy, and all the energy is a wave. There's a peak and a trough.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very, very similar to your description of qi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the way I kind of visualize it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my comment.
Thank you very much. Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, as I mentioned in the very beginning, meditation and cosmology is not simply about healing, about life. It's about how we understand the cosmos. And I think there are two approaches to do research about the cosmos. One is a scientific way. Yeah, we reach out to the universe, to the planets, to the stars, to black hole, and also we reach out to the micro world, the quantum, the atoms, electrons. Yeah, we can go deeper and deeper, but still it's out there. Yeah. However, all the religion and the philosophy, when they talk about the true reality, it's not simply these phenomena, these objects. They would like to find out what's down there, behind all these objects. And in this way, I think we can directly observe ourselves because we are the objects. But we are a conscious object. We try to become conscious of our reality. So we close our eyes because what the eye see is just a phenomenon. We close our eyes and we try to become conscious of what's going on there. And you will find that there is another cosmos there. It's as enormous, as limitless, as infinite as the one out there. And you can simply keep going there I have been doing practice meditation in the past 10 years. And my experience is always different. And I can always go deeper and deeper and deeper. Until now, I still feel that. So because there is a relation, you will feel the relationship between your body, the energy, the flow of qi, it's the feeling. I have attended a congress on integrative medicine in Berlin in 2017. I realized that now in the West, people started to apply meditation for the purpose of medicine, for the medical purpose. But mainly, they practice is mindfulness. And they talk about the mind and the body. They don't talk much about the qi, energy. So at the one of the speech, at the presentation, I raised this question to the professor from Georgetown University about the role of qi. What he think of qi? He said, qi is too subjective. You cannot, it's not. So it's difficult to measure it. So you simply cannot do research on it. But if qi is subjective, you cannot measure it. Mind is more subjective. It's more difficult to measure. So, but he is right. Qi cannot be measured. Only the effect of qi can be measured. So when we like a lot of my participants, after some months, they go to the to have the checkup. Normally, they have much better report. Like the tumor becomes smaller, and also the other index are becoming better. So, but these are just the effect. It's not the cause. In order to understand the cause, it's no longer a scientific issue. It's a philosophical issue. Yeah. So I think meditation indeed provides another approach to understand the cosmos. Okay.
Susan.
Thank you for a beautiful, beautiful presentation. But did you, when you were experiencing these physical symptoms, you weren't aware at that time of qi and its power and its function? You didn't know at that time?
Yes, but that's more a experience. Like each time when you do meditation, like you experience the flow of qi, you feel more. You feel more energetic. I mean, you feel more energy. And like after 10 minutes of meditation, for some, they get like yawning, like sleepy. That's in the beginning. But for most of people, even the first 10 minutes of meditation, they feel energized, like better vision and more mind becoming more clear. But
I think what Sue was asking was if you personally knew about qi before you went on this path.
Yes, you first experience the flow of qi. Yeah.
No, but did you know about it? Did you know Taoism and all this? Did you know that before you started using meditation?
No. We have a lot of words about the qi in our daily life, like 志气, 勇气, 精气神. But it's simply words. What it means, I have no direct experience. Yeah. As a Chinese, indeed, we have these advantages in our life, in our culture. Yeah, and however, normally we don't understand what it's really about. It's only when I had this health challenge and I started to do meditation, I more and more experience the flow of qi. I realized, oh, what does these words really mean? So that's funny. And I think Klara is raising the hand. Klara is in Canada. She has learned my approach for 2 years. No, more than 1 year. For her lung cancer. Maybe Klara can share her experience. Klara, can you open your yeah, hello.
Sure. Hi.
Again.
Nice to see you here. I just want to echo in what you just said. We grown up in China, the whole society has kind of, we study, when we study Chinese from middle school, we split into two. One is the contemporary Chinese, the other is traditional Asian Chinese. So throughout reading the Asian Chinese poem and different articles, and we kind of get the idea. Some people did something very spectacular in the past and achieved something, right? But then it would just study as a kid. We never kind of pursue it because we're happy and healthy in general. So that's kind of like, you get influence from very young. But I remember in the 80s, maybe it's late 80s. And Leo, I'm not sure if you remember that. I mean, all of a sudden, among mainland China, there's like a qigong practice start becoming very popular. And I actually participated in one of the big hosting in a very big theater kind of thing. And then the presentation, the person who hosted like practiced qigong while gave the speech. So everybody can kind of react to these qi that he somehow get it out from himself and give it to everybody. So I personally had experience in my early 20s, and that was a good experience. But then after that, I was healthy and life is busy, and then you get a lot of things. You forgot to do that until there's life-changing events in your life that push you back to the very square one, very bad situation. Like I get cancer, stage 4 cancer, lungs cancer, metastasis in my bones, like ribs here and there, spines, mental brain. So, and then like, how comes? And then I was very lucky and grateful that one of my friends, best friends, introduced me to have a quick conversation with you. And then we just head on and hit it. And then I start learning qigong and practice. And then just to tell you the truth, I really enjoy your speech today. At the same time, all the time today during this presentation, even now, I feel the qi flowing within my body. So that proves what you just said. It's a stage of mind. So long as you activate it transforms you. At the same time, healing anything you have issue in your body. So you can have that feeling when you talk. I jog every day in the morning. When I'm jogging, I feel it, I walk. And I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't sleep like 2 in the morning. What do? I just continue lay down, not stressed and everything, just meditate. Until either I fall to sleep or I can just continue doing it until the time my alarm set it off. I got up in the morning. Guess how? I feel I had a very good sleep and very energetic. That's how I feel. Yeah.
Thank you, Klara, for your sharing.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's my pleasure.
I think this is a long tradition in China, but the problem in the past is that we don't have a scientific interpretation of its meaning and its mechanism. And then without this scientific or rational understanding, simply with some techniques to arouse, to activate the qi, it will, sometimes there's some side effect. That is because the some illusion will, you will have some illusionary images, and then it can be manipulated by the teachers if they are not rational enough. And that's why in the end of last century, hallucination. Yeah. So that's a danger of Qigong. That's why in the end of last century, as Klara said, there's a huge Qigong fever in China. And it also caused a lot of social problems. Then that's why it's banned in China. And also that's why now, still now, people are sensitive to Qigong and start to practice. And it's a controversial issue in both in the public as well as in the academic. So, but I think it's time now to reevaluate these practice and tradition. Okay. Hello, Reirin.
Yes. Well, Zhenbao, we're coming close to the end, and I would like you to do a guided meditation that you had planned to do. Can you do that now?
Okay, we can do it now. And as I said, let's try this time to sit on chairs. Yeah. Well, we can first do a little bit of warming up. We rub our hands and rub our face and ears and the head, so that you can relax. Okay. Then make yourself comfortable on the chair with your feet on the floor. And your hands can simply be placed on your thigh. And you don't need to make any effort. Simply sit there in a relaxed way and close your eyes. First, let's feel the body. If there is any place in your body you feel uncomfortable, try to adjust so that you can be more comfortable. If not, just be conscious of the place, if there is pain or anything. You may take some deep breaths so to further relax yourself. When you feel more relaxed, you feel relaxed enough, let's gently focus on our breathing. Just be conscious of our breathing without trying to maneuver it. We simply feel it. As the breathing has its own life. we make ourselves conscious of the breathing, flow with it, follow it, so that it can relax itself. If you find your mind goes away, thinking of something else, bring it back to the breathing. It's like we go out walking with a dog, with a puppy. When the dog walks away, we pull it back. When it walks away, we pull it back. So keep focusing on the breathing without effort. Simply be conscious of the breathing. Slowly, we find our breathing has a rhythm. And we will have a stable rhythm of breathing. Whether it's long or short, whether it's fast or quick, we simply go with the rhythm. We stay with the rhythm, stay with our breathing. Now let's become more focused. We focus more on the outer breathing. Focus more on the exhalation. And allow the inhalation to occur automatically. We simply focus on the outer breathing. If you feel comfortable, you can make the outer breathing a little bit longer, but it goes naturally. You don't make particular effort to prolong the outer breathing. In this way, we have a slower rhythm of breathing. We become more focused, but we are still relaxed. And our breathing is relaxed and natural. If you feel the breathing becomes not natural, a little bit tight, that means you focus too much. You can go back to the original rhythm. Maybe you need to adjust sometimes to find the best rhythm for you. In this rhythm, you are focused and relaxed. And at the same time, we put our consciousness upon the whole body. Whatever happens, we just watch. Maybe you feel more salivary. Maybe you feel your feet or hands becomes warmer. Maybe you feel your stomach, your intestine moves. We just watch. Allow the body to relax itself further. And allow all these occurrences to go their own way. We just watch. If there is pain or some other feeling, like you feel some parts of your body swollen, swells, just watch and maintain the consciousness both on the rhythm of breathing as well as on the body. Let's now begin 8 minutes. And I will tell you when it's over. Okay, now it's 8 minutes. Let's watch our rub our hands and rub our face and the ears and the head. Yeah, could any of you share your experience in the past? I think it's around 10 or 12 minutes altogether. What do you feel in the meditation? Please, Susan.
Oh, well, do you know, I was enjoying your talk, but I was so tired. I felt myself just nodding off. I was so tired. And now I feel wide awake. I feel really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. I mean, but I just settled in and I feel wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah, this is a way to very good for relaxation, so that the energy will go down, and then the circulation will be activated. So you may go on practice in this way and see how it works on you.
Oh, thank you.
And if you have any question, simply I have my email address here. Yeah. And you may send me emails. Yeah, and I have a group of doing my way of meditation, and I call it a community. It's a community of scientific research upon life. So each one's experience will help, will contribute to our understanding of meditation and life. Does anyone else can? And I very much emphasize on the combination of moving and sitting meditation. Moving means usually I suggest jogging, but jogging or walking as well. And especially like jogging, normally people jog without being conscious of the inner energy flow. Then it makes the jogging boring and tiring. But if we know how to activate the inner energy flow in a conscious way, when we jog, jogging will be a great pleasure and can basically suitable for people if only you don't have serious leg problems. Yeah. So again, like in jogging, the focus is on outer breathing, because the outer breathing is more related to the downflow of energy. And the downflow of energy helps you to relax and helps to accumulate the energy. So you can feel that when I give my guiding, I focus on the outer breathing. But this is not in the very beginning. In the very beginning, we simply making conscious breathing. And then when we already have a stable rhythm of breathing, we focus more on the outer breathing so that we can activate further the energy flow. We can apply this in jogging. So when you jog or walking, you focus more on outer breathing and find a rhythm of breathing. Yeah. Like when I jog, I breathe in. Please, Susan.
does it matter when you're walking or jogging? Does it matter whether you breathe through your nose or your mouth? Because I have a hard time breathing through. When I meditate, I breathe through my nose and breathe out. But when I'm moving in walking or,
Yeah, sometimes you would like to breathe with the mouth.
yeah, is that okay?
It's okay. It's okay.
it's
But
better?
I will suggest better with the nose,
Okay.
because that means you walk or jog too much, too quickly. That's why you have to breathe with your mouth. But it's better breathe only with your nose and feel at the same time you are comfortable with it when you walk and jogging. When you walk or jog, it takes some time for you to get tuned in. Yeah, normally after a while you feel you get tuned in. If you enjoy it, it's okay. Yeah, if you enjoy your walking or jogging, this is not a big deal. Yeah, but Klara maybe can explain it more clearly. Klara, could you please?
Right, because I've been jogging since August 2020. I think it's 2022, right?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. So what I experienced is because I want to get fresh air. So Canada is cold, like -18. I still couldn't. I still missed the jogging. So I did. So all I feel is, in general, it's very not easy to only use your nose to inhale and exhale. I exhale, I kind of combine my nose. I use both my nose and mouth if I have to, because I have a lungs cancer. And then I still feel the energy flow while I'm jogging. So with time going, when the weather get warmer, when I started in fall, the weather was better. I didn't have a lot of relying on exhale using my mouth, and I feel relaxed. And as a matter of fact, when I started jogging, last time I did it before I started this time, it was more than 20 years ago. So usually people start jogging all of a sudden, the first week or two, you feel muscles sore all over your body. But this time I didn't have that period. And then I checked with Leo, and Leo said it might be because I practiced like almost more than a year and a month. And that already get the energy flow in like all part of my body. I never went through that sore stage. So I think it's adjustable. It's based on how you can endure, can you stand? And then while your body get stronger and better, you might just have more chance to kind of exhale using your mouth. That's what my personal experience, because everyone can be different. You just don't stride on it, and you just give yourself enough time to see how it goes, how you improve slowly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Klara, could you please give your email address in the chat room so that
my email address? Sure.
Yeah, your email address.
Why not? Thanks. I'll do that.
I have a question for Klara. How is your health now?
Oh yeah, well, thank you for your asking. So my latest restaging testing in started January. I had a very good news. I think I share with Leo. Every time I have some improvement or good news. So the CT scan and the nuclear bone scan shows that all the metastases become less intensified on my ribs, spine, and membrane. And at the same time, one of the spots disappeared. It compared with the same scan from July 2021. That's the bone scan. The other one is a CT scan with contract. So my biggest node is on the right side lungs. It starts shrinking. And I feel great. And I'm totally working full-time in IT for hospital, like 21. This is my 21st year. And yeah, and I'm taking a part-time course, project management, and I still, okay. And it's just a state of mind. I think it's transformed me already in certain level. And at the same time, I'm taking target drugs. It gives a lot of side effects like diarrhea, fatigue, low appetite, sometimes the skin, the nails cracked, and like muscle cramps. So I think meditation really helped me to manage those side effects a lot. And meanwhile, I had a sport-related problem. My left knees, my right side ankles. I used to wear orthotic insertion for years. And after about a year meditation, I couldn't wear that kind of shoes. I just get rid of it. And then I can jogging because I don't have any knee pain. And I have chronic back pain, neck swallow, because IT, sometimes you forget the time. And that's I get tennis elbow, a lot of problems. They're all gone.
Great. Yeah.
They're all gone.
Put your email address in the chat.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
Let me do that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reirin, maybe you make some comments from the Buddhist perspective.
I mean, I don't know how long people want to stay around, how much time you have, but yeah, of course, I am comparing this a lot with Buddhism, and it's not that different actually. There were certain things, like you said, you talked about Ming, and that sounds very much like karma, how we use karma.
Yeah.
And then also love is very much, that's the other side of wisdom and compassion, and compassion is that love for life.
Yes.
Also that the true nature is good, that our true nature is basically good. This is Buddha nature. That's the same.
Yeah.
What I've found interesting, you said that the Buddhism doesn't talk about human development, but that's not true. The Bodhisattva is about maturation, maturing the full being, also ethically, and I mean, the Buddha talked about the middle way is all about being a good person, right?
Yes.
Right speech, right livelihood, right, all of these things. That means, yes, do your thing in a positive way that is beneficial for all beings. So it's not so different from Confucianism. And I think especially Zen is totally based on Taoism. I mean, that's that when Bodhidharma, came, that was it merged, with Taoism. And I think we feel the benefit of that, I think. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure too. Yeah. And I think it's more or less, I think the different traditions have different perspectives about life and the cosmos. I think they enlighten each other. It's not necessary that they conflict with each other, but more or less they enlighten each other. So I expect more communication and maybe Sunday face-to-face communication. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for being here with us. And I mean, Zhenbao and I talk a lot, and maybe somebody can even join us sometimes. It would be the same time on Tuesdays. Would that be okay?
Yes, if any of you are interested, you can participate. We have now a regular meeting each Tuesday evening, CST, right? In China, it's 8 o'clock for me on Wednesday.
So you meet every week?
Yeah,
and Reirin, yes.
Yeah, we have been talking for pretty much every week. Yeah, it's really fun.
Very fun, very fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Okay, well,
you.
thank you
Bye-bye.
and
Thank
have a
you.
good night.
Have a
Thank
good day.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you,
stay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Klara.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.